Akko here again. Welcome to episode 25 of my Feed the Beast Ultimate Beginner's Guide. I've been a little bit slow in getting a video started today because I've been trying to wait for this guy to fill up, and he hasn't quite filled up yet. But it's getting there. As you can see, we're getting quite a lot of materials. Got a good amount of copper. I've not started processing any of this yet. I tell a lie. I put one stack of iron through the thermal expansion stuff upstairs, but I've left most of them in there. I wanted to let this get full just to kind of show you what kind of resources we're getting for one thing, and to see if my little system of shutting off works. As you can see, we've got a full barrel of cobble, full barrel of dirt, and we've almost got a full line of things going into the, what's this called again? Incinerator. The incinerator there. So you see marbles going in there. I kept a few stacks of marble like I said I would. A few stacks of gravel. No, gravel's going in there as well, I think. Yep. And it was getting quite a lot of sticks from the bits of wood in the Twilight Forest there. So obviously, depending on where you're quarrying, some of these things are going to be removed. Obviously, if I was in a Mistcraft age, for example, I wouldn't have that canopy tree wood. Probably not the marble. I don't think I've seen much of that in Mistcraft ages. And not the sticks, but the rest of the stuff will be there still. So, you know. At some point, unless it's some point pretty soon, we're getting to a point where our resource management needs to be organised a lot better, because we're getting a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to take that torch. I'll have that. We need to start organising this a lot better. Things are getting a bit messy. I've done a bit more stuff, as you can tell if you look over here. I've got 15 stacks of rubber there. But, what I've been doing, I've been waiting around waiting for this to kind of fill up, so I've been doing a little bit of pottering around, if you will. Before we get on to what I've been doing though, let's go look at the quarry. Let's get off me. Let's see how it's doing. We go through to our quarry here in the Twilight Forest. You see that I think I did this off camera. I did the second steam engine on there, and it's just another one of them. As I said yesterday, if you remember, all that is one bit of redstone makes that, so it just takes a bit of time. Obviously, cobble structure pipe and a bit of gravel makes that, so it's really cheap to set this up, and that's all working away. And as you can see now, we're starting to get into the open part of the hollow hill. So I've got to be careful when I come down here. I've made myself a little path to get back up. I've still not made my jetpack and stuff, but that's one of the things. Some of the start processing all this resource we're getting. It's one of the things I really need to look at is get this suit finished off, get some more armor class on it, get some more modules on it, improve the armor, get the flight on it and stuff like that, you know, and probably make a power tool as well. As you can see, we're into the top of the hollow hill here, so we're getting into these big veins of different resources. Iron there, gold there. Gotta be careful. I don't want to get knocked in there by one of these ghosty things. But once we get a bit further down into this, once we get to the point where we're getting closer to where spawners and chests are, it'll be nice and light in there, so I'll be able to go in there and pinch any spawners that I want to pinch. Speaking of, I've got, if we look in my bag here, I've actually got 3 wither skeletons into the 3 skeleton spawners into the wither skeleton shard now. So that's getting there. Another 2 spawners, and that's nearly be a full shard. But as I said, that works very well for the current 1.4.7 version, but soul shards has changed quite significantly for the 1.5 version. So we'll have to see how it works then. I don't think you'll be building soul shards up in the same way at all. So we're going to have some good stuff down there when we get down there, but I ain't going to go down there until the quarry's got rid of a lot more of this, because that makes it a lot easier to deal with it. Now, I mean, that is a bit of a coward's way. I could go in all gung-ho and maybe die, but I'm doing this because this is where you can do it to keep it easy, so I want to try and keep it easy. Makes sense, I think. So, yep, that's where we're up to there. So, let's keep a little bit of an eye on this, just because I don't want to lose any of the chests and stuff, or spawners. There might be some useful spawners down there, so we've got to remember that. But other than that, it's all good. And I made a little path down from my mushroom up here, so I can get down easy enough. And as you can see, we're doing, hello, quite well. Cowards. The cowards, them. I think I've told you that before. They only attack you when you're in trouble. Most of the time I just bugger off. Right, let's go see what I've been doing. So as you can see, there's quite a difference down here. Well, in fact, there's quite a difference up here as well. I've added another roof on, so this is now a closed-in floor, but that's all I've really done in here. But if we go to the top, you can see I've added something there. I've got a little tree farm going. Now, just a little 3x3. I've not made it any bigger by using the upgrades. I've got the fertilizer there, harvester. I made another sludge boiler. I started wiring this up so to use the same sludge boiler, but it was causing me issues because of the way my setup is. I like manufactory, but because everything needs two, I'd like to be able to build this into the wall and it looks hardy, but because everything needs two things, I could put facades over that, and I probably will do at some point. Because everything needs power and either an input or an output, it makes things a lot tricky, but just a little bit untidy. That's kind of untidy for me. But you end up with massive pipes underground. I moved the door to this side because it made more sense. So I was using this side a lot more. If we go down here, you can see I used a fillet and I cleared out this part. It made sense. And here we are underneath. So we expanded our power across from this power line. Let's say what I tried doing with the sludge boiler was I tried changing that gold pipe and that sludge boiler for liquid ducts, but it kept attaching to the boiler here, so I kept getting steam in the line. Whenever the line got empty of sludge, it just fill up with steam again, so that's my fault that I've got them too close. So that's alright though. I just made a second sludge boiler. They're pretty cheap sludge boilers, in fact you can still see it there. It's just 3 furnaces and the usual stuff, so it's just a bit of cobble, so nice and cheap. But one of the reasons why I did that, and there goes a sludge boiler, poisoning me again. I wonder if that's killing cows. That's maybe an issue. That might be killing baby cows. I wonder if they're getting poisoned. Don't seem to be, there's plenty of them there, but there's a chance that might be poisoning cows. I might have to hang around and have a look. How's this going? Going pretty good. So it's killed a couple of things that I've just randomly wandered into there. So there's a spider, skeleton, zombie. We've got plenty of beef, plenty of leather. It's all good. We've got, I think, 4 books in the enchanted table now as well. But one of the reasons why I made the tree farm was, one, because I wanted to see what a tree farm's going to be like after the upgrade, because I probably won't be using the Steve's Carts in 1.5. I'm probably just going to make a manufactured tree farm. And the other reason was because we had a little normal chest here. Before we get into that, I'll show you quickly. There we go. We've got Unbreaking Knockback you've seen. We've got a Treasure 3 and we've got a Power 3 now. And I'll just put a little autarkic gate and thing there. We've nearly got another book going. There was a wooden chest here. The wooden chest was completely full, so I swapped it for the deep storage unit that the wheat was going into. You see we've got 1800 of this industrial fertiliser. And I want to see how quick it'd get us some rubber. So we've got rubber wood there. Obviously that can be processed into them rubber bars by getting put through the furnace. So if we go up here, I could have done this from underneath, but if we go in here and bang some of that in there, put 3 stacks in, that'll do. No, I don't think they're getting poisoned. Oh, that looks to be alright. There you go, pretty quick. You can see it's producing rubber at quite a rate. At some point I probably won't need rubber because of bees, but at the minute it's actually cheap. It's easier and cheap enough doing it like this. So I probably don't need the rubber from propolis at all. So if you don't like doing bees and you don't need it for rubber, you can do it like this, really nice. And if you remember the rubber bars from this type of rubber, you can use in the IC2 recipes as well. It's it is poisoning. Look, we've got a poisoned cow there. That's an issue. Don't want to be killing them. Maybe it ain't killing them. That's fine. Screw it. You can see that's producing quite a rate. Bloody sludge. I think if I was doing this again, I'd probably put the cost a bit more in conduit, but I'd probably put the sludge boilers at the other side of the thing, just because it's a little bit awkward. No massive big deal though. Let's go put that fertiliser back. We don't need any more rubber at the minute. 17 stacks is plenty. What we do start to need to start doing is we need a better way of storing all these materials because it's starting to get messy. It's starting to get real messy. We've got various barrels around. We've got all this stuff that ideally needs to be going. All the ores need to be getting processed. All the gems and stuff needs to be getting stored. So we need to start looking, and all this organic stuff needs to start going into this thing. I threw a few random things into this, and that's full. That's got 4 buckets of biofuel. That's got 4 buckets worth. That's mushrooms and stuff going there. I was just seeing what random things can go in there. Like they can't. But various saplings. So the saplings that this will start producing. The saplings there. Wheat can't go into it, but we've got 45 stacks of wheat. Sludge boilers producing not much stuff, to be honest. I don't know if it's worth having them. If you don't have a sludge boiler behind, then your farm, your harvester will still work. It'll just fill up its internal, and then the sludge will just magically disappear. So you don't have to worry about not having a sludge boiler. I don't actually think it's probably worth the effort of wiring one up for the amount of stuff you get, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. A lot of this stuff can be processed. Obviously, seeds, saplings, mushrooms. Not sure about flowers. Can flowers do anything? No, flowers don't. But mushrooms and stuff do. So that's all good. Probably anything you think. Well, yeah, mushrooms make sense, really, doesn't it? Oh yeah, we're getting there. We've got some good material. And 20 diamonds. That's nice. Of course, because we've got all this resource now, we're getting to the point where we can start building bigger, building better. Start processing some iron into steel, make another boiler, get a liquid boiler over this side. We've done all that. We can take that down. We can start running our IC2 stuff. Possibly off. If we get another boiler, make it an high pressure, then in theory we can have another 2 of these on it. Get max power out of it. And we probably won't even need any IC2 power. Even though, yeah, but I might actually do that, yeah. And then we'll use that to start making solar panels, get IC2 power that way. So even though we've got the lava that we could use, and I'm glad I've shown you that because it's a good source, we could do something just a little bit different to show different ways of doing it. Right, what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to sleep, I'm going to cut the camera, and I'm going to work out what we're doing next. And I think I'm going to make a start on a applied Energistics storage system. I think that makes sense. Get all our materials into one system that I can then start putting things in and out of all these various inventories we've got scattered around. Make everything a lot tidier. It'll store all this stuff in it, and we can start using the applied Energistics to start using this fuel while putting things into there. Should all be very good. So I'm going to get a few things ready off camera. I'll be back in a bit. And I'm back, and I've got a couple of things ready to start on our applied Energistics ME network, but I've got a couple more things to babble about first, even though I've babbled for like 10 minutes about stuff to start with. One thing, I said I was waiting for this to fill. I don't obviously need to wait for that to fill. What I can do is I can just change the condition here to that, which will make it act as if it's full. So we see our things on there, our iron gates turned on, which should have deactivated this. So let's go see if it's deactivated the other end. Well, there's nothing coming through. So what I'd just like to check on is how much stuff it's thrown on the floor, because it probably has. I'll move that bloody chest, it's winding me up. It probably has chucked a bit on the floor. But there you go. It's chucked a bit on the floor just while it's finished. Just while it's finished its cycle. Well, the stored energy that it's got in it. So be aware that you are going to lose a little bit, but this is, of course, it's an overflow mechanic that is going to stop this so you don't lose everything. So if you didn't have this, your quarry would keep going and just start throwing all this stuff all over the floor. Whereas with this, you lose a little bit, but you're not going to lose a massive amount of resources. So let's just bear that in mind. It's not 100%. But yeah, that's good enough. Good enough for me. You can also, of course, make a thing called what show? Because I want to keep that there for now. But you can make a thing called a howler alarm that you could have set to go off if that condition triggers. So you could have it so that there's a howler alarm on the wall there, and then if this thing turned on, in fact, should I make one of them? Yeah, you probably should. It's a good thing to have, actually. Let's have a quick look at how we make one of them. Side tracking again. power alarm, 3 note blocks, iron ingots, circuit, and a redstone. I'm going to cut the camera, make one of these real quick, back in a sec. Okay, like magic, there it is, all the bits ready for a howler alarm, and now if we put that on the wall, just above that, there you go. Horrible noise. If we put that back to what we want, that won't go off unless there's a problem. If there's a problem, the alarm goes off and the thing stops. So we know there's a problem. Excellent. Nice little thing. Nice little bit of control, safety. And the other thing I didn't mention here was this thing. This is called an obsidian pipe. What that does, anything you throw into it, it'll just pick up. So it's a pipe that you don't have to have a machine attached to. Obsidian pipe. Just 2 bits of obsidian, bit of glass, gets you some of them. So now if I want to get rid of anything, I can just throw it down there and that'll pick it up. So anything that touches it gets sucked into it. So we can just throw this stuff in there and get sucked into the incinerator. So that's just like a dustbin, basically. Right, let's get on with the applied Energistics stuff, because that's what we're here for this episode. So, first thing we need, a thing called a controller. That needs this thing called an advanced processor. And an advanced processor needs this stuff, redstone, diamond, quartz cutting knife, silicon. And there's also a basic processor that we're going to need quite a few of. They're the same, just with gold instead of the diamond there. The first thing we need to do is make one of these quartz cutting knives. A couple of bits of quartz crystal, and then get a couple of sticks. And we need to get some of this silicon, which is just quartz dust smelted. So let's go on with that. Let's get 2 bits of that, bit of that, and a couple of sticks, wasn't it? Let's throw a couple of sticks out my bag. There we go. So there's our quartz cutting knife. There's our basic tool. Pretty similar to the diamond handsaw that we use when we're using red power microblocks. Next thing we need is to grab some of our quartz dust. I've got a stack here. I'm going to turn that full stack into silicon. I was just making some refined iron while I was doing some other stuff, but there we go. Quartz dust can go into there. That'll start cooking us up some silicon, and running out of space, but not for too much longer because we're going to be sorting that out pretty soon. I started processing all this stuff. I threw all the ores that we had out of the chest there, just into that hopper, so that's getting processed through there, getting us some materials. Pretty full in there though. I've got room for everything. Tin, gold. Probably not. I'll start moving some of this stuff out of there for now, while we get our ME network on the go. But once we've got our ME network sorted, all this will have a home, so that's all good. So the first thing we're going to want to make is one of these. I want a couple of redstone, and I'm going to get a diamond now. From our quarry we've got a few diamonds, which really helps. There we go. So I'll just take one of these for now, and what we can do is get ourselves a bit of silicon, put that in there. I thought you had that turned off. Are they all turned on? Oh, they are. I thought they were all turned off. I'll turn them off. I don't want them to auto produce unless I want them to. There we go. So there we go. One advanced processor assembly, and what you have to do with that is you have to cook it again. So we'll have to just steal that for a time being, just so we can get this cooked, and then we can put that back in. There we go. What that's going to let us do is make our first thing, one of these. ME controller. Now ME controller is the heart of your ME network. It's where your power comes in. All ME networks need power. That's how they work. They use power to convert your resources into data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my ME controller just there, under there. So that's got power. It's pulling 6 units, and I can't remember exactly the conversion. I think it's 5 units in 1 MJ, possibly something like that. It's not a great deal, but as your network gets bigger, it'll pull more power. Now the thing to note here is, obviously, as I keep mentioning, we're not going to be here much longer because I'm going to update the server. But your ME network, you want it central to your crafting and all your resources and stuff. And my other server on the Let's Play, I put it a little bit off to one side, and I really should have put it right in the middle of the room. So that's what I'm doing here. It's going to go right in the middle of the room here. It's where all the business is going to happen, and I might have to actually put it up one higher than that. Yeah, I think I will. We don't actually have to touch this once we've got it in. Does that? No, that doesn't. Let's just break it like so. And I need one more bit of redstone. Conduits. I'm going to put it one higher there because that's actually not good either. I should have done this bit first. What I'm going to do is I do want it there. So we don't have to touch this. This is going to end up with stuff on top and below it. We're not going to power that up just yet. We're going to make the other two things we're going to need. So the next one I'm going to need is right. Let's sort this out. So this is just me being a bit fussy. Doesn't need to be like that at all. I just kind of want a little tidy little system. Next thing we're going to make our first ME chest, and we only need one ME chest because we'll put our first storage drive in there. All the rest will go into an ME drive stack. The reason why I'm doing this here is if I was to stay on this server and keep expanding it, I'd end up with an auto crafting system, and I'd put the auto crafting system right underneath this here. So I'd have like a big, possibly a 3x3 or a 5x5 auto crafting block underneath this, which is just attached to the bottom of that there, and that's how I do that. So everything's right in the middle. But as it is, making quite a simple system. So the next things we need. So first of all, let's filter this again by Energistics. So shift left click on that. All we've got now in our NEI is this stuff. Now the next thing we want, so let's click in there. We want an ME chest. For an ME chest, we need something different. We need a thing called a conversion matrix. So let's build that first. Now, conversion matrix needs one of these gold processors. So you can see, a little bit fiddly. We're going to need quite a lot of these. So once you get to auto crafting, it's really useful to be able to auto craft these. It's a bit fiddly at first, having to make them one at a time. But you can make. How much gold have we got? We've got plenty of gold. Let's make 16 of them. Let's say. Not them. Them, and let's turn that on. What we're missing? We're missing redstone. 32 redstone into there. There we go, 16 of them. Let's get that cooked. And what else do we need? So got that. Got the redstone next door. Yep, just need one of these for now. I can throw that in there. Craft one of them. Okay, and then what else do we need? We needed glass, iron, and a chest. We've got all the rest of the stuff. Some glass in there yet. Need a chest. Put it in the wrong one, but never mind. ME chest, there we go. Now, I suppose the sensible thing is to put this up here and then put a storage cell in it. But I'm not actually going to put it up here. I'm going to put it down below. Our storage cell, that's these things here. This is what you actually store your data on. And the storage cell can go there. And we can only put one in a chest. So you'd either need one storage cell for each chest, which is alright to start with, or you need more than one chest for one storage cell in each. There's also a thing called an ME drive that can hold 10 storage cells. So once we get past the need for having one chest, we'll just make a drive. So you only ever need one chest. The chest we're going to make is, well, the chest we've made is going to go there. Now, let's hope that works that way. I don't know if the power has to be directly connected to the power does have to be directly connected. Okay, that's messed me up some more. Really, sometimes I think I should make all this before I actually start recording, and then just break it all, and then record it again once I've made it all. It'd probably make things a lot easier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there, and I'm just going to connect it with a bit of a ME cable once we've made that. That'll be easier. So, we've got a chest, we can't put anything in it because we need a storage cell. And The reason why I don't want the reason why I don't need the chest up here is because I'm going to use a ME terminal. Now, the chests are all very well and good as long as we've only got one. As soon as we get more than one, you can only see what's in the storage cell in the chest. Let's just remove that bit of glass so we can interact with that for the time being. Once we've got a storage cell in here, we can only see what's on that storage cell. So if we've got more than one storage cell, it means swapping things in and out. So the other basic thing you need is called a ME terminal. And what's that look like? ME access terminal. There we go. ME access terminal. So we need another one of these things. So that needed, if I remember rightly, there we go. And then getting that there, that actually needs some ME cable now, so that's good. So let's make a bit of ME cable. ME cable, pretty straightforward. I want to go to page 4, I think. Yep. So we need that recipe, quartz fibre, some redstone, and quartz fibre recipe is just quartz and glass. So let's make some of that. We've only got a little bit of quartz left, that should be alright. Like so. Now this is the problem with doing this early, is you don't have that much resources to make stuff. So you can't make this straight away because quartz, you can get everything else pretty easy, but you kind of need to get a quarry going to get some quartz, and you don't get a great deal of quartz in the hollow hills. You get a bit, but not a massive amount. That's okay, that's okay. So let's put that in there. Let's turn our power off again. 12 ME cable, that'll do for now. And now we can go back to our terminal there, put that back in, and yeah, we've got enough to make one, which is all we need. So what we're missing? We're missing glass. Of course we are. There we go. That's made us one of them, and we're going to need one bit of cable just to connect it. So our first bit of ME cable is going to be a bit of a pointless bit of ME cable, to be honest. It's just going to go there. And then our ME access terminal is going to go there. Now this isn't going to have anything in it because we've got nothing in our network yet. I wonder, can I access that from the top? I can. That's actually quite interesting. I am going to have this nice and tidy again. I'm going to put that there so I can access that from the top. Wonderful. I've got floor access to my resources. Love that. Once I've got resources to access, that is. So the next thing is I'm going to have to cut the camera and come back. I've been there's a visitor here. I apologise. Back in a bit. My apologies for that interruption. I had a friend visit and had to deal with that. I've kicked him out now, so that's all good. So, where are we up to? Okay, ME terminal, yep, and ME chest. Now, what we need is, storage device. Now, what we want is, we want to make a storage device as big as we can with the materials we've got. So, our first one is, we'll make a 1K. Now, you can make these actual storage cells individual. So, a storage cell, and then there's the 4 sides of these. There's, how can I see 3? There's for some reason that one's over there. Is it alphabetical? Block, cluster, segment. Yeah, okay. So storage cell, storage segment. Oh, we've got an issue. What's going on there then? Can't find the way down. So our thing's full. Here we go. Excellent. Let's just turn that off because it's irritating. But at least we know that the chest's full. We start dealing with stuff. So I'm going to let the quarry turn itself off for the time being. So see, without the howler alarm, I wouldn't have known that. Oops, I wouldn't have known that the quarry had an issue. So it's well worth making. And let's see if we've lost any expensive things, depending where it is in its cycle. It looks like it was over a bit of this marble, so probably not lost anything expensive. Just wanted to make sure no diamonds or anything have fallen on the floor. No, that's all good. So we can leave that off for now until we get some storage sorted. Sorry for that little interruption. I'm going to sleep just because I like to have my spawn set. And from where we go. So, yeah, where was we? Storage cells, 4 sizes. Each one of these storage cells goes into one of these storage units, if you will. And we only actually need to make one of the storage units though, because we can upgrade these to the high level ones. So we're going to make the first one. I've got the first one in here. What we need for that is storage cell. So that's why I made plenty of these things. We have plenty of redstone, plenty of quartz crystal. Now we're limited by the amount of quartz crystal we've got probably. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to make as many of these as I can, which is going to be 13. And we'll see how far we get. I'm going to have to go get some more redstone from my other place because my gear is spread over 2 bases, which is not ideal. So 13. Now you may be wondering why I made 13 of them. Doesn't seem to make much sense, but it will make sense in a little while. So what we need is an actual storage. So that's our storage cell. And now we actually need the storage unit. So our storage cell goes into the storage unit. We need some redstone, and got iron next door, so that's good. Let's pick one of them. There's our 1K storage cell. That can now go in there, and now this is a valid inventory. We can put things in there. It's all good. We see this is going to fill up pretty quick. It's not going to hold much because it's only a 1K storage. Now, that's used 50, so that's used like 5% of the use of the available storage already. So we don't really want one of them. We could start using one of them, but we'll upgrade it as much as we can to get it as high as we can with the materials we've got. So what I need to do now is, if you shift right click on that, that pops that back out. Now we've got an empty cell. So what we can do with the empty cell I was in is we can combine it with cells of any size to make that into a storage unit of any size. So we've already got the 1K storage cell bits, so at the minute we're going to make a 1K storage cell. We don't want one of them. What we want to do is we want to upgrade to the next one, which is 4K. So let's look at our 4K. That one needs 3 of these. So you're starting to see why I made as many of these as I could. And it's going to need more of the gold things that I haven't made enough of because I've used them all. Yeah. Let's make another 16 of them. Let's make another 16 of them. 16 gold. More silicon. Got plenty of silicon. More redstone. I need another 32 redstone. Why I didn't just bring all the redstone will be, I don't know. Let's get back here and get these guys made. Get them cooking. I need them cooking. That's all good. So just waiting on one of them now. Gives us a storage segment, which is a tier 2. We've got enough of these to make another 2 of them. So let's make another 2 of them while we can. We've got 3 of them storage segments now. That's all good. So we could combine our storage segment with our case and get a 4K, but we've got enough to go higher still. So let's change that recipe for the 16K, which is a storage block. And now you see the storage block is different. It uses, where'd that go? I thought I had 3 of them. Oops, no, I only made 2. Idiot. I thought I made 3, my bad. Let's go and make one of them again. Got 3 of them now, that's better. And now let's change that recipe for the 16K. So the 16K takes one of the diamond ones. So we need to get another diamond, make one of them. The diamonds are in here. Diamonds are downstairs. And this will all become a lot more organised once we've got this guy bed. Let's grab a diamond. Let's grab all of them then. I didn't mean to, but why not? And let's make one of these for now. And let's get that cooked. Come on. So there we go. And how much? We've got 30 silicon left, so we've got quite a bit of silicon. Okay. We've got no quartz crystals left, we've only got 1. And we need a little bit of glowstone. What we can do now is glowstone in there. our 3 of them, our 1 advanced processor, gets us a storage block. So you see, for all the quartz that we had, we managed to get enough to make one 16K, which is a storage block and our empty cell. Oh, I did make enough of them. I didn't realise I bloody crafted it. Okay, we've actually got more of them than I thought I had then. That ain't bad. So what we can combine now is our empty storage unit and our storage block. We've got a 16K storage, and that's what we're going to use because we ain't got enough material yet to make a 64. So for now we have to settle for a 16 and see how much that can get into it. So that's as far as we can get for now. So as you see, to make one of the 16Ks, to make one of the 64Ks, which is the top one, we need 3 of the 16Ks. So we're about a third of the way. We're a little bit more than a third because we've got a little bit extra there. But in regards to quartz, we're about a third of the way towards our target of being able to make a 64K unit for this thing. So for now, I'm going to have to settle for a 16K, and I'm going to start seeing what that can fit into it. So just for a start, let's try all this, and this. That's why I wanted to have access down here. You'll see this will put all this into one slot. And 517, so I've got 1,000 lapis in there. It's not took up much. Let's have just the lapis. So that's at 253. What happens with these things is each individual type of material to store adds quite a bit on. So that's gone from 253 to 381. So it's that 130 odd, 127 is added onto that. Whereas if we had more redstone on, it only adds a little bit more. So that extra 29 redstone added another 4 on. So you see, once you've got your materials in there you want to store, the storage actually doesn't go up that quick. So we can get all this good stuff, and we can bang all that in there. Click, 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 click. And we've got, say, 790. So we'll have no problem storing all this stuff in there. We can go get our gems and stuff from the other place. We can start putting our ingots in there. I actually want to start processing some of that copper into copper ingots. And what we can do once we get some more quartz, now we've got a bit of storage, but we haven't got much else, to be honest. But we're not going to have much else yet because we're going to need more quartz to make the cables and the buses and stuff. But for me, the important thing is to get. And also, I'm putting things in through there, but of course I can put things in through here as well, so I can just access stuff straight from the front there. The thing with accessing from the front is you don't know how full your cell is. But once you've got an ME drive, that's not important, and it's not really that important now, but our ingots can also go in there. And again, these aren't going to be organised in any way, because it's just as I've thrown them in. We could order them by name, alphabetical order. That makes no sense. That's reversing it. Okay, alphabetical order. We can go in if we wanted to. Or number of items, smallest to biggest. Or priority stroke cell order. Now this is something we'll come to later, but cell order is, if we had the ME drive, which I ain't got, cell order would show all the things in that cell first, then all the things in that cell, and so on and so forth. So you can have your cells organised, called pre-formatting. Again, we don't have to get to yet. Well, I'll show you at some point. And you have it so you can have all your ingots first, and all your gems, and all your blocks or whatever. So you can sort things out like that. But for now, the important bit is, I'll put that copper in there. I didn't want that in there at all. Copper can go in the hopper. And we can largely sort out our storage issues by getting things shoved into there. And this can probably take everything in here. No worries. I'd actually like to see if I've got... Let's see, because we've taken out items, our quarry started again. I'll put our hollow alarm back on the wall. And we can start getting all this stuff out. What we really want though is... I want to see if I've got enough materials left for an import bus. Okay, I had to cut there. The video is far too long. We'll sort out next time I will start getting our things from our quarry straight into our ME network, straight into here, and we'll start expanding and see how we go about getting things into our machines, out of our machines, and stuff like that. But for now, I'm going to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you join me next time. Cheers, bye.